Power, glory, legacy. Every prince dreams of ruling with an iron fist. But what if the greatest ruler of all was the one nobody believed in? This is the story of a young prince, mocked by his own people, dismissed by his father, and underestimated by his enemies. Yet, he would become the most powerful king the world had ever seen. And he did it, not through war, but through something far greater. Prince Adrian was unlike other royals. While his brothers boasted of their strength and trained with swords, Adrian spent his days in the market, speaking to commoners, learning their struggles, understanding the heart of the kingdom. A king must know his people, he would say. But his father, the mighty King Aldrich, had different views. A king must be feared, not loved, he thundered. Strength rules the world, not kindness. And so, Adrian remained an outsider in his own palace, until the day everything changed. The mighty King Aldrich had fallen ill. His enemies, waiting like vultures, saw their chance. War was coming. But who would lead the kingdom? The eldest prince, bold and reckless, declared war immediately. "We will crush them in battle," he roared. The second prince, cunning and ruthless, said, "We must strike first, before they attack us." But Adrian? He remained silent. And then, he did something no one expected. While his brothers sharpened their swords, Adrian put on the robes of a commoner and walked straight into enemy territory. No army, no weapons, just words. He spoke to the enemy king, not as a prince, but as a man who understood suffering, fear, and the cost of war. And in that moment, something incredible happened. Instead of fighting, the two rulers struck a deal, a treaty, a promise. And before the sun rose, the war had ended before it even began. When Adrian returned, his brothers laughed. "You surrendered," they sneered. But then, a messenger ran into the throne room, breathless. "The enemy has retreated. They call Adrian a king before he even wears the crown." Silence fell. His brothers, his advisors, even his dying father, all of them stared. For the first time they saw Adrian not as the weak prince, but as the greatest ruler they had ever known. Years passed and Adrian became king, not through war, not through fear, but through wisdom, patience, and an understanding of people that no sword could ever match. His reign was the most prosperous the kingdom had ever seen. And the people? They did not fear him. They loved him. Because true power is not in how loud you can roar, but in how deeply you can listen. Remember this: strength may build an empire, but only wisdom can make it last.